Imagine a world thousands of years ago where the very foundations of society were being built. What if I told you that women were not just passive observers, but active participants in shaping these ancient worlds? We will delve into the fascinating world of ancient civilizations to discover the important roles women played and how their status varied across different cultures. Sappho was an ancient Greek poet from the island of Lesbos who lived around 630 to 570 BCE. Renowned for her lyrical poetry, Sappho's work primarily explores themes of love and passion, often directed toward other women, leading her to be celebrated as an icon of LGBTQ+ history. Much of her poetry, composed in the Aeolic dialect, survives only in fragments, but her influence remains profound. Sappho's unique voice and emotional depth earned her the title, the 10th Muse, among ancient admirers, and she continues to be revered as one of the greatest poets of antiquity. Cleopatra VII, commonly known as Cleopatra, was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, reigning from 51 to 30 BC. Born in 69 BC, she was a member of the Macedonian Greek dynasty that took control of Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great. Cleopatra is renowned for her intelligence, political acumen, and her romantic liaisons with prominent Roman figures Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Her relationships with these powerful men were part of her strategic efforts to maintain Egypt's independence from Rome. Despite her efforts, Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire after her defeat alongside Antony by Octavian, later Augustus. Cleopatra's life and dramatic death by suicide in 30 BC cemented her legacy as one of the most iconic and enigmatic figures in history. Aspazia of Miletus was a prominent figure in ancient Athens, known for being the advisor and lover of Pericles, the influential Athenian statesman. Born around 470 BC in Miletus, Aspasia moved to Athens, where she became famous for her intelligence, rhetorical skills, and involvement in the intellectual circles of the time. Aspasia and Pericles formed a close personal and professional relationship, with her influence often attributed to his policies and speeches. She ran a prominent salon, attracting philosophers, writers, and politicians, including Socrates. Despite facing criticism and scandal due to her foreign origins and her role in Athenian society, Aspasia remains a significant figure in ancient history, recognized for her contributions to Athenian culture and politics. Artemisia I of Caria was a prominent queen and naval commander during the 5th century BC. As ruler of Halicarnassus, a city within the Persian Empire, she is most famous for her role in the Greco-Persian Wars, particularly the Battle of Salamis in 480 BC. Serving under the Persian king Xerxes I, Artemisia commanded a fleet of ships and demonstrated exceptional naval strategy and bravery. Her counsel and leadership were highly valued by Xerxes, who reportedly praised her wisdom and prowess in combat. Despite her Persian allegiance, Artemisia's tactical acumen and daring earned her a unique place in history as a respected and formidable female military leader in an era dominated by men. Buddika, also known as Boadicea, was a Celtic queen and warrior who led a significant uprising against the Roman Empire in Britain around 60 to 61 CE. She was the queen of the Iceni tribe, located in what is now East Anglia. Following the death of her husband, King Prasutagus, the Romans annexed his kingdom, flogged Buddika, and abused her daughters, sparking her revolt. Buddika united various British tribes and successfully attacked and destroyed several Roman settlements, including Londinium, modern-day London. Despite initial successes, her forces were ultimately defeated by the Roman governor Suetonius Paulinus. Boudicca's rebellion, characterized by her fierce resistance and leadership, has made her a symbol of national pride and resistance against oppression in British history. Hypatia of Alexandria was a renowned philosopher, mathematician, and astronomer who lived in the late 4th and early 5th centuries CE. Born around 360 CE in Alexandria, Egypt, she was the daughter of the mathematician Theon. Hypatia became a prominent teacher and scholar at the Neoplatonic School of Alexandria, where she taught philosophy and astronomy. She was known for her work on mathematics, particularly in developing and teaching the works of earlier mathematicians such as Euclid and Ptolemy. Hypatia's intellectual prowess and charismatic teaching attracted many students and admirers. Her prominence in a male-dominated field and her association with paganism during a time of religious tension contributed to her tragic death. She was murdered by a Christian mob in 415 CE, becoming a martyr for philosophy and a symbol of the conflict between science and religious dogma. Hypatia's legacy endures as a pioneering figure in the history of mathematics and philosophy. Livia Drusilla, later known as Julia Augusta, was a prominent Roman empress and influential political figure in the early Roman Empire. Born in 58 BC, she married Augustus, then Octavian, first Roman emperor, in 38 BC, becoming his trusted advisor and partner. Livia was known for her intelligence, political acumen, and strong influence over Augustus, playing a crucial role in shaping the imperial family and succession plan. She was the mother of Emperor Tiberius and grandmother of Emperor Claudius, extending her influence across generations. Livia was also known for her patronage of the arts and her commitment to traditional Roman values. After her death in AD 29, she was deified by her grandson Claudius, solidifying her status as a significant figure in Roman history. Agripina the Younger, born in 15 CE, was a powerful and influential Roman empress and member of the Julio-Claudian dynasty. Daughter of Germanicus and Agrippina the Elder and great-granddaughter of Augustus, she played a significant role in Roman politics. She married Emperor Claudius, becoming his fourth wife, and maneuvered to have her son Nero from a previous marriage, adopted by Claudius and positioned as his successor. Agrippina exerted considerable influence over Nero during the early years of his reign, though their relationship eventually deteriorated. Known for her political ambition and ruthlessness, Agrippina was instrumental in the court's intrigue and power struggles. Her life ended violently in 59 CE when Nero ordered her execution, fearing her influence and control. Agrippina the Younger's legacy is marked by her political machinations and pivotal role in the early Roman Empire. Empress Wu Zetian, born in 624 CE, was the only female emperor in Chinese history. She rose from a concubine of Emperor Taizong to become the empress consort of his son, Emperor Gaozong. After Gaozong's death, Wu Zetian skillfully consolidated power, eventually proclaiming herself emperor of the newly established Zhou dynasty in 690 CE, a position she held until 705 CE. Her reign was marked by significant political and social reforms, including the promotion of meritocracy and Buddhism, which contrasted with the traditional Confucian values of the time. Despite her controversial rise to power, often involving ruthless measures against rivals, Wu Zetian's rule brought stability and prosperity to China. She was deposed in a coup in 705 CE and died shortly thereafter. Wu Zetian's legacy endures as a powerful and complex ruler who broke gender barriers in Chinese imperial history. Zenobia was a renowned queen of the ancient city of Palmyra, located in present-day Syria. Rising to prominence in the 3rd century AD, she became one of history's most formidable female rulers. After the death of her husband, King Septimius Odeodatus, Zenobia assumed control and expanded the Palmyrene Empire significantly. She conquered Egypt, parts of Asia Minor, and several other regions, challenging the authority of the Roman Empire. Zenobia was known for her intelligence, military acumen, and strong leadership. She fostered a vibrant cultural and intellectual environment in Palmyra, attracting scholars and promoting the study of philosophy, literature, and the arts. Despite her initial success, Zenobia's rebellion against Rome ultimately led to her capture by the Roman Emperor Aurelian in 272 AD. After her defeat, she was paraded in Rome and later lived out her days in relative obscurity. Zenobia remains a symbol of strength and resistance, celebrated for her ambition and the brief period during which she made Palmyra a powerful and influential state. Samur Rat, also known as Semiramis, was a prominent Assyrian queen who lived in the 9th century BC. She was the wife of King Shamshi-Adad Feth and the mother of Adad-nirari III. After her husband's death, she served as regent for her young son from 811 to 808 BC, a period during which she exerted significant influence over the Assyrian Empire. Samur Rat is renowned for her political acumen and strong leadership during her regency. She maintained stability within the empire, implemented military campaigns, and oversaw various building projects. Her legacy is intertwined with legends and myths, particularly in later Greek and Roman accounts, which often portray her as a semi-divine figure with extraordinary accomplishments, such as the construction of Babylon and the Hanging Gardens, though these are likely mythological embellishments. Her reign marked a period of consolidation and expansion for the Assyrian Empire, and she is remembered as one of the few women to have ruled in the ancient Near East. Samur Rat's historical impact lies in her role in maintaining the empire's power and her enduring legacy in both historical and mythical narrative. Nefertiti was a celebrated queen of ancient Egypt, known for her exceptional beauty and influential role during the 14th century BC. She was the great royal wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten and played a significant part in the religious revolution that took place during his reign. Together, they promoted the worship of the sun deity Aten, moving away from the traditional Egyptian pantheon. Nefertiti is often depicted in art with her distinctive, elegant features and iconic tall crown. She was involved in state affairs, religious practices, and possibly co-reigned with Akhenaten as his equal. Some historical records and artistic depictions suggest she may have even ruled Egypt independently for a short period after her husband's death, potentially under the name Nefertiti. Her bust of her, discovered in 1912 and now housed in the Neues Museum in Berlin, is one of the most famous symbols of ancient Egypt and a testament to her enduring legacy of her. Nefertiti remains a figure of intrigue and admiration, symbolizing the power, beauty, and enigmatic nature of ancient Egyptian royalty. Razia Sultan, born in 1205 CE, was the first and only female ruler of the Delhi Sultanate, reigning from 1236 to 1240 CE. The daughter of Sultan Iltutmish, she was appointed his successor due to her intelligence, leadership abilities, and administrative skills, despite resistance from the nobility and her male relative. Razia Sultan is noted for her efforts to improve governance, promote justice, and enhance trade and cultural exchanges. She dressed in male attire and led her armies into battle, challenging the gender norms of her time. However, her reign faced significant opposition from the conservative nobility, leading to her eventual downfall. Razia was captured and killed in 1240 CE. She remains a symbol of women's empowerment and a notable figure in Indian history. Goro, Queen of Sparta, was a prominent figure in ancient Greek history, known for her wisdom and political acumen. Born around 510 BCE, she was the daughter of King Cleomenes I of Sparta, and later married King Leonidas I, famous for his leadership at the Battle of Thermopylae. Goro is noted for her intelligence and influence in Spartan politics. She is remembered for her astute counsel and strategic thinking, as exemplified by her role in decoding a hidden message warning of a Persian invasion. Her insights and advice were highly regarded, making her one of the few women in ancient Greece recognized for their political influence. Goro's legacy endures as a symbol of female strength and intellect in a male-dominated society. Hedvig Elnenora of Holstein-Gottorp was Queen of Sweden from 1654 to 1660 as the wife of King Charles Gustav. Born on October 23, 1636, in the Duchy of Holstein-Gottorp, she married Charles Gustav in 1654. After her husband's death in 1660, she served as the Queen Dowager and Regent for her young son, King Charles V, and later influenced the reign of her grandson, King Charles V. Hedvig Elnenora played a crucial role in maintaining the stability and governance of Sweden during her son's minority and beyond. She was known for her strong-willed nature, political acumen, and dedication to her family's dynastic interests. Her regency is noted for consolidating royal power and supporting military campaigns to strengthen Sweden's position in Northern Europe. She was a patron of the arts and architecture, overseeing the construction of several notable buildings, including Drottningholm Palace. Hedvig Elnenora's legacy is marked by her significant contributions to the Swedish monarchy and her enduring influence on the nation's political and cultural life until her death on November 24, 1715. Sigrid the Proud, also known as Sigrid the Haughty, was a legendary figure in Scandinavian history, often identified as a Swedish queen during the late 10th and early 11th centuries. She is believed to have been the daughter of the Swedish king Skoglar Toste, and is famously associated with both Swedish and Norse sagas. Sigrid is known for her strong will, pride, and political acumen. According to legend, Sigrid was married to Eric the Victorious, King of Sweden, and after his death, she became a powerful widow. She is best known for rejecting the marriage proposals of King Olaf Tryggvason of Norway, allegedly by burning down the hall where he and his envoys were staying. This act is said to have sparked animosity between Norway and Sweden. Sigrid's historical existence is debated, with much of her story stemming from sagas and legends that blend myth and history. Despite this, she remains a symbol of female strength and independence in Scandinavian lore, representing the fierce and unyielding spirit attributed to her by medieval storytellers. Theodora, born around 500 CE, was a Byzantine empress and the wife of Emperor Justinian I. Rising from humble beginnings, Theodora's intelligence, political acumen, and influence were instrumental in her husband's reign. Before her marriage, she was an actress, a profession that carried a low social status at the time. Despite this, she and Justinian formed a powerful partnership, marrying in 525 CE, a union that required the alteration of laws prohibiting such marriages. As empress, Theodora played a crucial role in the political and religious affairs of the empire. She was a strong advocate for women's rights, instituting reforms that expanded the rights of women in divorce, property ownership, and anti-trafficking measures. Her influence was pivotal during the Nika riots in 532 CE, where her resolve and counsel to Justinian helped save his throne. Theodora's legacy is marked by her contributions to social reforms and her impact on the Byzantine Empire's governance. She is remembered as one of the most powerful and influential women in Byzantine history, a testament to her remarkable journey from a lowly actress to an esteemed and capable empress. She died in 548 CE, but her legacy endures as a symbol of resilience and leadership. Hildegard of Bingen, born in 1098 CE, was a German abbess, writer, composer, philosopher, mystic, and polymath. She joined the Benedictine convent at Disibodenberg as a young girl and later founded her own convents at Rupertsberg and Eibingen. Renowned for her spiritual visions, Hildegard wrote extensively on theology, medicine, and natural science, producing significant works like Civias, Liber Divinorum Operum, and Physica. Her compositions, which include the symphonic Ordo Virtutum, are among the most celebrated of the medieval period, showcasing her innovative use of melody and harmony. Hildegard's correspondence with popes, emperors, and other notable figures of her time highlights her influence and intellectual prominence. Canonized as a saint and declared a doctor of the Church, Hildegard of Bingen is revered for her contributions to religious thought, music, and the natural sciences, and she remains an enduring symbol of medieval scholarship and spirituality. She passed away in 1179 CE, leaving a lasting legacy of intellectual and artistic achievement. Artemisia Quoth, nascida por volta de 395 a.C., foi uma rainha cária e irmã e esposa de Mausolo, governante da Cária no Império Persa. Após a morte de Mausolo entre 353 a.C., Artemisia Quoth se tornou a única governante da Cária, e é mais conhecida por encomendar o mausoléu de Halicarnasso, uma das 7 maravilhas do mundo antigo, como um grande túmulo para seu falecido marido. Artemisia Quoth não era apenas uma esposa devotada, mas também uma governante capaz e inteligente. Ela administrou com sucesso a administração da Cária, manteve sua independência e até liderou campanhas militares para proteger e expandir seu território. Seu reinado é marcado por avanços culturais e arquitetônicos significativos, refletindo sua dedicação em honrar Mausolo e aumentar o prestígio da Cária. O legado de Artemisia está intimamente ligado ao mausoléu, que era um testamento de seu amor e respeito por Mausolo e sua liderança excepcional. Ela faleceu em 351 a.C., mas sua memória perdura por meio dessa conquista monumental e de suas contribuições ao reino da Cária. Eleanor of Aquitaine, born in 1122, was one of the most influential and powerful women of the Middle Ages, serving as queen consort of both France and England. She was the daughter and heiress of William Tex, Duke of Aquitaine, making her one of the wealthiest and most desirable brides of her time. In 1137, she married Louis II of France, becoming queen consort. However, their marriage was annulled in 1152 due to political and personal differences. Shortly after the annulment, Eleanor married Henry Plantagenet, who became Henry II of England in 1154. As Queen Consort of England, Eleanor played a significant role in the administration of the vast Angevin Empire, which included England and large parts of France. She was a patron of the arts and a key political figure, known for her intelligence, political acumen, and strong will. Eleanor had 10 children, including 2 future kings of England, Richard the Lionheart and John. She supported her sons in their rebellions against their father, Henry VI, and was imprisoned for her involvement. After Henry's death, she was released and continued to wield influence during the reigns of her sons. Eleanor's legacy is marked by her patronage of literature and the arts, political maneuvering, and her role in shaping the history of both France and England. She died in 1204 and is remembered as a formidable and influential queen. Empress Dowager Cixi, born in 1835, was a powerful and influential figure in late Qing China. Originally a concubine of the Xianfeng Emperor, she rose to prominence after giving birth to his only surviving son, who would become the Tongzhi Emperor. After the emperor's death in 1861, Cixi became the de facto ruler of China, serving as regent for her son and later her nephew, Guangxu Emperor. Cixi effectively controlled the Qing government for nearly 5 decades from behind the scenes, navigating court politics with skill and determination. Her tenure was marked by significant internal challenges, including the Taiping Rebellion, the Sino-French War, and the First Sino-Japanese War. Despite her conservative stance, which often resisted radical reforms, she oversaw some modernization efforts in China, such as the self-strengthening movement and the 100 Days Na reform. Cixi's rule was controversial. Critics blame her for the eventual decline of the dynasty and the weakening of China in the face of foreign powers, while others see her as a shrewd leader who maintained stability during turbulent times. She died in 1908, shortly before the fall of the Qing dynasty in 1911. Lakshmi Bai, also known as the Rani of Jhansi, was an Indian queen and warrior who became a symbol of resistance against British colonial rule during the Indian Rebellion, 1857. Born in 1828 in Varanasi as Manikarnika Tambe, she married Maharaj Gangadhar Rao of Jhansi, adopting the name Lakshmi Bai. After the Maharaja's death in 1853, and the British East India Company's refusal to recognize his adopted son's claim to the throne, they annexed Jhansi. Lakshmi Bai emerged as a formidable leader during the 1857 rebellion, organizing and leading her troops with extraordinary courage and strategic acumen. She fought valiantly against British forces, most notably during the Siege of Jhansi in 1858. Her defiance and bravery earned her widespread admiration. Known for her equestrian skills and martial prowess, Lakshmi Bai was often depicted fighting on horseback, armed with swords. She finally fell in battle in June 1858, becoming a martyr of India's struggle for independence. Nana Asmal, born in 1793, was a prominent Nigerian princess, poet, scholar, and educator. She was the daughter of Usman Dan Fodio, the founder of the Sokoto Caliphate, one of the largest empires in West Africa during the 19th century. Nana Asmal is celebrated for her extensive literary works, which include poetry, prose, and translations, written in Arabic, Ulfuld, and Hausa. Her writings often address themes of religion, education, and women's rights. A pioneering educator, Nana Asmal established a network of women educators called the Yan Taru, or the Associates, traveled to teach women in rural areas, promoting literacy and religious knowledge. This network helped empower women and spread Islamic education throughout the Caliphate. Nana Asmal's contributions to education and women's empowerment have left a lasting legacy, making her a revered figure in Nigerian history and a symbol of intellectual and cultural advancement. She passed away in 1864, but her influence continues to be felt in the fields of education and women's rights in West Africa. Julia Domna, born in 170 CE in Emesa, modern-day Homs, Syria, was a Roman empress renowned for her political influence and intellectual contributions. She became empress by marrying Emperor Septimius Severus in 1807 CE, with whom she had 2 sons, Caracalla and Geta, both of whom would become emperors. Julia Domna played a crucial role in the administration of the Roman Empire, accompanying Severus on military campaigns and engaging in political affairs. Her court was a center of cultural and intellectual activity, attracting philosophers, writers, and scientists. She was known for her patronage of the arts and her support of prominent intellectuals, contributing to the cultural richness of the era. After Severus' death in 211 CE, Julia continued to wield significant power during the reign of her son Caracalla. Following Caracalla's assassination in 217 CE, she was forced to return to Rome, where she faced political challenges and ultimately committed suicide in 217 CE. Julia Domna's legacy is marked by her strong political acumen, cultural patronage, and the significant influence she exerted over the Roman Empire during her lifetime. Faustina the Younger, born in 130 CE, was a Roman empress renowned for her beauty, intelligence, and influence. She was the daughter of Emperor Antoninus Pius and Empress Faustina the Elder, and she married her maternal cousin, Marcus Aurelius, who later became emperor in 145 CE. As empress, Faustina the Younger was deeply involved in charitable activities and was known for her support of the poor and the education of young girls. She bore 13 children, including the future Emperor Commodus. Faustina accompanied Marcus Aurelius on his military campaigns and was honored with the title Mater Castrorum, Mother of the Camp, for her presence and support among the troops. Despite facing scandals and accusations of infidelity, she maintained a significant influence in the imperial court. Her contributions to the Roman Empire were recognized by Marcus Aurelius, who deified her after her death in 175 CE. Faustina the Younger's legacy is marked by her dedication to charity, her role in the imperial family, and her enduring influence on the Roman Empire during her husband's reign. Xiaohao's mother, also known as the Toad Lady or Toad Mother, is a revered figure in Chinese mythology. She is best known as the mother of Xiaohao, one of the legendary 5 emperors who ruled ancient China. Xiaohao, also called the White Emperor, is associated with the direction of the West and the element of metal in Chinese cosmology. Xiaohao's mother is celebrated as a matriarch and a deity connected to fertility, motherhood, and the natural world. Her story is intertwined with numerous myths and legends that emphasize her role in nurturing and guiding her son, who became an important cultural and spiritual leader. In Chinese mythology, her tale contributes to the rich tapestry of stories that illustrate the values of maternal devotion, wisdom, and the deep connection between humans and the natural environment. The reverence for Xiaohao's mother highlights the importance of family ties and the influence of maternal figures in ancient Chinese culture. Buddika was the Roman goddess of chastity, modesty, and marital fidelity. Revered as the embodiment of feminine virtue, she represented the ideals of modesty and moral integrity for Roman women. The worship of Buddika was particularly prominent among married women who looked to her as a model of virtuous behavior. Buddika had a dedicated cult in Rome with shrines and altars where women would offer prayers and sacrifices to seek her guidance and protection. One of the most famous temples dedicated to her was the Temple of Buddika Patricia, reserved for patrician women, and another was the Temple of Buddika Plebea, open to plebeian women. The goddess Buddika played a crucial role in Roman society by reinforcing the social norms and expectations placed on women, particularly regarding their conduct and loyalty within marriage. Her veneration underscored the cultural emphasis on chastity and fidelity as essential virtues in maintaining the moral fabric of Roman civilization. Sophia of Kiev, born around 1108, was a Byzantine princess and daughter of Vladimir II Monomach, Grand Prince of Kiev. She became an influential figure in Byzantine history through her marriage to the Byzantine Emperor Constantine the Tenth Monomachos, whom she married around 1045. Their marriage was part of a diplomatic alliance, reflecting the close ties between Kievan Rus and the Byzantine Empire. As empress, Sophia brought with her the rich cultural heritage of Kievan Rus, influencing the Byzantine court with her sophisticated education. Her role as empress consort involved participating in court ceremonies and acting as a patron of the arts and religion. She was known for her intelligence, political acumen, and dedication to strengthening ties between her homeland and her adopted empire. Sophia's life is marked by her contributions to the cultural and political life of the Byzantine Empire and her role in fostering the connection between Byzantium and Kievan Rus. She is remembered as a symbol of the diplomatic and cultural exchanges that shaped medieval Eastern Europe. Matilda of Tuscany, also known as Matilda of Canossa, is a prominent Italian noblewoman born in 1046 and died in 1115. She was one of the most powerful and influential figures in medieval Italy. Matilda was the daughter of Boniface III, Marquis of Tuscany, and Beatrice of Lorraine. After her father's death, she inherited vast estates that included most of northern Italy. Matilda is best known for her unwavering support of the papacy during the investiture controversy, a significant conflict between the papacy and the Holy Roman Emperor over the appointment of church officials. Her loyalty to Pope Gregory VII was instrumental in the struggle against Emperor Henry IV. She provided military and political support to the papal cause, most notably during the famous March to Canossa in 1077, where Henry IV sought absolution from the Pope at Matilda's castle. In addition to her political and military endeavors, Matilda was a patron of the arts and an advocate of church reform. She founded numerous churches and monasteries, contributing to the religious and cultural development of her territory. Isabella of Castile, 22nd of April 1451 to 26th of November 1504, the Queen of Castile and Leon. She is known for her pivotal role in Spanish history and her marriage to Ferdinand II of Aragon, which unified Spain and laid the foundations for its emergence as a major European power. Isabella's reign began in 1474, and she quickly established herself as a capable and determined ruler. Alongside Ferdinand, she completed the Reconquista, the centuries-long effort to reclaim Spain from Muslim rule, culminating in the conquest of Granada in 1492. This victory marked the end of Muslim presence in Spain and solidified Christian rule. In 1492, Isabella sponsored Christopher Columbus's expedition that led to the discovery of the Americas. This event had profound global implications, ushering in an era of exploration and colonization that expanded Spain's influence and wealth. Isabella was also a key figure in religious and administrative reforms. She sought to strengthen royal authority, improve governance, and impose religious uniformity through the Spanish Inquisition. Her policies, though controversial, aimed to unify the various Spanish kingdoms under a single centralized monarchy. Isabella's story is marked by her strong leadership, dedication to her kingdom, and significant contributions to the formation of modern Spain. She remains a prominent figure in history for her role in the unification of Spain and the beginning of the Spanish Empire. Empress Suo, born in 554 and died in 628, was the first recorded reigning empress of Japan, reigning from 592 to 628. Her reign marked a significant period in Japanese history, noted for its political and cultural transformation. Suiko ascended the throne after the assassination of her predecessor, Emperor Sushin. She was supported by powerful figures at court, including her nephew, Prince Shotoku, who played a crucial role as her regent and advisor. Under Suiko's reign, Prince Shotoku implemented numerous reforms that profoundly influenced the development of the Japanese state. One of the notable achievements during her reign was the promulgation of the 17-article constitution in 604, attributed to Prince Shotoku. This document laid the foundation for a centralized government based on Confucian and Buddhist principles, emphasizing moral conduct, the welfare of the state, and the authority of the emperor. Empress Suiko's reign also saw the official adoption of Buddhism as the state religion, promoting cultural and spiritual growth. She supported the construction of several significant Buddhist temples, including Horyuji, which remains one of the oldest wooden structures in the world. Empress Suiko's leadership and the reforms initiated during her reign played a critical role in shaping the early Japanese state, paving the way for future empresses and emperors. She is remembered for her contributions to the political, cultural, and religious transformation of Japan during the Asuka period. Olga of Tif, born around 890 and died on July 11, 969, is a prominent regent and saint in Russian history. As the wife of Igor of Kiev, she became regent for their son, Sviatoslav, after Igor's death in 945, ruling the Kievan Rus with remarkable skill and tenacity. Olga is celebrated for her fierce and decisive actions to consolidate her power and avenge her husband's death. When the Drevlians, a tribe responsible for Igor's assassination of her, sought to marry her, She outwitted and annihilated them through a series of clever and brutal reprisals. These actions secured her son's throne and demonstrated her formidable leadership. Her reign was marked by significant administrative reforms, including the establishment of a system of tribute collection that strengthened the central authority and improved the governance of Kievan Rus. Olga also initiated the first steps towards the Christianization of her realm, becoming one of the first rulers in the region to convert to Christianity around 957. Her baptism, reportedly in Constantinople, was a pivotal moment, paving the way for the eventual Christianization of Kievan Russia under her grandfather, Vladimir the Great. Canonized as a saint in the Eastern Orthodox Church, Olga is venerated for her role in introducing Christianity to Kievan Rus and her contributions to its political and administrative foundations. Maria Teresa, 13th of May 1717 to 29th of November 1780, was the only female ruler of the Habsburg domains and the last of the House of Habsburg. As Archduchess of Austria, Queen of Hungary, and Queen of Bohemia, she ruled from 1740 until her death, and was also Empress of the Holy Roman Empire by marriage to Francis I from 1745. Her reign began under the challenging circumstances of the War of the Austrian Succession, 1740 to 1748, and European powers contested her right to inherit the Habsburg territory. Despite initial setbacks, Maria Theresa successfully defended her throne and maintained the Habsburg domains through a combination of diplomatic skill and military determination. Maria Theresa is known for her sweeping domestic reforms, which modernized the administration, economy, and military of her empire. She introduced financial and educational reforms, centralized government authority, and implemented measures to increase state revenues and improve efficiency. Her policies laid the foundation for the later development of a more modern bureaucratic state. A devout Roman Catholic, Maria Theresa also pursued religious reforms, although she remained conservative in her approach to religious tolerance. She worked to strengthen the role of the Catholic Church within her kingdoms, while also trying to curb the power of the clergy and reduce the influence of Protestantism and other religious minorities. Maria Theresa's mission included her role as mother and matriarch of a major European dynasty. She had 16 children, many of whom played crucial roles in European politics, including Marie Antoinette, Queen of France, and Joseph II, Holy Roman Emperor. Her reign is remembered for her contributions to the consolidation and modernization of the Habsburg Empire, as well as for her resilience and skillful leadership in an era dominated by men. Katherine the Great, born Sophie Friederike August von Anhalt-Zerbst on the 2nd of May 1729, died 17th of November 1796, was Empress of Russia from 1762 until her death. She is one of the most renowned and influential rulers in Russian history. Catherine came to power after the overthrow of her husband, Peter III, in a coup d'état in which she is believed to have been involved. Her reign marked a period of significant expansion, modernization, and cultural flourishing for Russia. Catherine the Great is celebrated for her ambitious domestic reforms aimed at modernizing Russian society and government. She reorganized the administrative structure, improved the legal system, and promoted education and the arts. Her Legislative Commission of 1767 sought to draft a new code of laws reflecting the ideals of the Enlightenment, although it was unsuccessful. Under her rule, Russia expanded its territory significantly through successful military campaigns and diplomacy. She secured access to the Black Sea, conquered Crimea, and expanded Russia's influence in Eastern Europe, particularly through the partitions of Poland. Catherine was a patron of the arts, education, and Western culture, corresponding with leading Enlightenment intellectuals including Voltaire and Diderot. She founded the Smolny Institute, the first state-funded institution of higher education for women in Europe, and expanded the Hermitage Museum. Despite her achievements, Catherine's reign was not without its challenges. She faced several internal revolts, most notably the Pugachev Rebellion, 1773 to 1775, and her later years were marked by growing conservatism in response to the French Revolution. Sigret Unset, born on May 20, 1882, and died on June 10, 1949, was a renowned Norwegian writer and Nobel Prize laureate. She is best known for her powerful historical novels set in medieval Scandinavia, which earned her international acclaim and a lasting place in literary history. Unset's most famous work is the Kristin Lavransdatter trilogy, published between 1920 and 1922. This epic series, set in 14th century Norway, follows the life of Kristin Lavransdatter from her youth to old age, exploring themes of love, faith, and human frailty against a meticulously researched historical backdrop. The trilogy's rich character development and vivid portrayal of medieval life have made it a classic of world literature. In 1928, Sigret Unset was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for her powerful descriptions of northern life during the Middle Ages. The Swedish Academy particularly praised her powerful descriptions of northern life during the Middle Ages. Unset's writing career also included contemporary novels, essays, and autobiographical works. She converted to Catholicism in 1924, and her faith profoundly influenced her later work. Her conversion was significant in a predominantly Lutheran Norway and reflected in her literary exploration of religious and ethical themes. During World War II, Unset was an outspoken critic of Nazism and the German occupation of Norway. She fled to the United States, where she continued to write and advocate for Norway's liberation. Freya Ericson was a Norse explorer born around the end of the 10th century, known for her voyages to Vinland, a region of North America explored by the Vikings. She was the daughter of Eric the Red, the founder of the first Norse settlements in Greenland, and the half-sister of Leif Erikson, who is credited with leading the first European expedition to North America. Freya is best remembered for her role in the Vinland sagas, two medieval Icelandic texts, the Saga of the Greenlanders and the Saga of Eric the Red, that chronicle Norse explorations of North America. According to these sagas, Freya participated in expeditions to Vinland, demonstrating remarkable bravery and determination. In one notable incident, as recounted in the Saga of Eric the Red, Freya is said to have confronted hostile indigenous people during a raid on the Norse camp. As the men retreated, the heavily pregnant Freya grabbed a sword and bared her breast, frightening the attackers with her fierce defiance. This act of courage solidified her reputation as a formidable and fearless woman. Despite her bravery, the sagas also portray Freya in a more controversial light. The Saga of the Greenlanders describes a violent conflict between her and other settlers, where she is portrayed as ruthless and ambitious, going to great lengths to protect her interests. Queen Sondeok, born 606 and died 647, was the first queen regnant of the Korean kingdom of Silla, one of the three kingdoms of Korea. She ruled from 632 to 647 and is celebrated for her intelligence, political acumen, and contributions to the cultural and technological advancements of her time. Sondeok ascended the throne during a period of internal conflict and external threats. Despite these challenges, she demonstrated exceptional leadership and worked to stabilize and strengthen her kingdom. Her reign is marked by several notable achievements. Queen Sondeok was a patron of the arts and sciences. She commissioned the construction of Cheomseomdae, one of the oldest surviving astronomical observatories in the world. She also promoted Buddhism, which flourished under her patronage, leading to the construction of several temples and the spread of Buddhist teachings. Sondeok successfully defended Silla against external threats, particularly from the neighboring kingdoms of Baekje and Goguryeo. She used strategic alliances and diplomatic skills to maintain the stability and security of her kingdom. Her reign saw significant administrative reforms aimed at consolidating royal power and improving governance. She reorganized the state's administrative structure, which helped centralize authority and increase government efficiency. Queen Sondeok valued education and intellectual growth. She invited scholars and monks from China and other regions to Silla, fostering a vibrant cultural and intellectual environment. Despite facing resistance due to her gender, Queen Sondeok's reign is remembered as a period of prosperity and cultural flourishing. Her leadership paved the way for future female rulers in Korean history. Joan of Arc, c. 1412 to 30 May 1431, was a French national heroine and a saint of the Roman Catholic Church. She is known for her pivotal role in the 100 Years' War between France and England, and for her remarkable story of faith, courage, and martyrdom. Born into a peasant family in Domremy, a village in northeastern France, Joan claimed to have received divine visions from saints, instructing her to support Charles II and help drive the English out of France. At the age of 17, she convinced Charles to allow her to lead an army to the besieged city of Orléans. Her leadership and inspiring presence were crucial in lifting the siege in 1429, a turning point in the war that bolstered French morale and paved the way for the coronation of Charles II. Joan continued to lead French forces in several successful battles, but her influence extended beyond military achievements. She became a symbol of French unity and nationalism, embodying Charles II's divine right to rule France. In 1430, Joan was captured by the English allied Burgundian forces and handed over to the English. She was put on trial on charges including heresy, witchcraft, and cross-dressing, wearing men's military attire. Despite her unwavering faith and advocacy, she was found guilty and burned at the stake in 1431 at the age of 19. Joan's legacy endured beyond her death. In 1456, a posthumous retrial, ordered by Charles VII, cleared her of all charges and declared her a martyr. She was canonized as a saint by the Roman Catholic Church in 1920. Joan of Arc remains a powerful symbol of courage, faith, and patriotism. Her extraordinary life and dedication to her country continue to inspire people around the world. We travel through time, exploring the diverse roles and statuses of women in ancient societies. From queens and warriors to poets and priestesses, women have always been essential in shaping their worlds. These remarkable women have left their mark, proving that even in ancient times their contributions were invaluable. So the next time you think about history, remember the incredible women who played important roles in it. Their stories inspire us and remind us of the timeless strength and resilience of women. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories from the past.